Alright, to start off, we're going to wrap our thread, and I use some gel spun thread for this because I brush out the fly to give it some translucency. And a lot of times if you have a stiff brush that you're brushing this out with, the regular thread can actually get nicked and break. This won't be as sensitive. So for the tail, I'm going to put in some rust or orange Arctic fox. Again, you want about the body's length. And wrap up the body a little bit, even it out, back to the end. And then I use about 3 strands of crystal flash, and this is orange. Alright, for the body we're going to use a dubbing loop, but we're also going to give it some hackle. So I'm just going to use some orange dyed grizzly hackle, and this, since this is a specific one, is a size 8 hook, we'll go ahead and find some hackle that's about a size 8. So I'm going to tie in the hackle with the hackle barbs going forward. And then we're going to build our dubbing loop here. And to do that, I just have a simple dubbing loop tool. You can use paper clip with a lead weight if you want. And usually this is going to be about double the length of the body, of the length of the dubbing loop here. And then wrap all the way forward. And I'm going to rest. Give the thread a little half hitch and then rest it in the bobbin cradle. Now for the loop, what I'm going to do is alternate the colors from black and orange, hence the Halloween name. And I'm going to use the alternating, this is a kind of a rusty orange color, and then black, and we'll just build that alternating back and forth between the two. Okay, now once I've got my loop built, I'm going to give it a spin. Creates a nice tight dubbing loop. Now I'm actually going to brush this out a little bit right now with a soft toothbrush just to even out the colors and to get some of those fibers standing out. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hackle and give it a couple of twists with my dubbing loop. Maybe 3. Now what this does, this will actually reinforce the hackle as it's wound now around this loop, and then when I brush it out, again the hackle's not going to be as likely to break. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap this forward. And then we'll cut off our excess. Now this looks kind of nasty right now. I'm going to clean off the head, and I'm going to build up the head a little bit to give it some color and bulk, and then whip finish. Okay, now the final step, I'm going to grab a more stiff bristle brush. This is just one of those, it's a Wasatch Tools dubbing teaser. You can get whatever kind you want. And then relatively strong strokes, I'm going to brush out the hackle and the dubbing fibers here. And this will loosen the hackle fibers that have been trapped, and it will also get that dubbing that's trapped under there and tease that out as well. And there, if you've played your cards right, it should be relatively equal and even, and the dubbing should be teased out sufficiently enough to give you a nice translucent, leechy looking pattern.